of all, give credit to Georgia Tech. They played a heck of a game. They played very hard, very opportunistic in how they played, took advantage of things. We had opportunities. They had opportunities. We always played in a great game, but we have to look at our mistakes, which was a bunch of them. We left too many points on the board in the red zone. We did not finish. Had the one critical turnover down there. Right before the half, we were in a good position, 13-3, backed up, and we gave up two big plays coming off the goal line after a negative play on a pass and then a run by Justin, but they made their plays. Then the second half coming out, we only had the ball at one possession in the third quarter. They ate it up, did a great job, which we knew we were going to have limited possession. I said it going in. We only had 55 plays in the game. And they played well in that regard, and we bounced back, had a nice drive down there, should have put it in, but too many motion. I think we had 5 or 6 or 7, I don't know how many it was, just guys jumping. We snapped the ball twice without guys asking for it, just lost poise. I think lost poise up there, and guys wanting, again, trying too hard. Young guys trying too hard, and that's, as a coach, that's my job to get them right, and all that responsibility and everything goes to me. As a head football coach, that's your job. Have them ready to play. I don't know what happened on the last play of the game. We put ourselves in position for a field goal that's within Roberto's range. I don't know if they got penetration or it was a low kick. I couldn't see it at the time. I have to go see it, and we got to cover. And they went and picked it up, and we tried to cover and didn't get them on the ground. But like I say, in football, anything can happen. And as a coach, you have to go through that. We have to learn from that. We have to learn from our mistake, get ready. That's like a win last 24 hours. Let this one last and get our mistakes corrected and then move on. Don't let one loss become two. We still have a chance to have a very good football team. A lot of our goals and everything's out there. But our main goal is try to be the best we can be, and that hasn't been there. We played sloppy in the first half last week and carried that on up a little bit here and come back the second half. And this game here, we got in the second half and didn't do what we needed to do. But they had a good team. They had a good plan. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We just got to play better, got to coach better, and I got to do a better job of getting them ready to play in those key situations. We'll learn from that. Questions?
Jimbo, a game like this, I mean, did you kind of sense maybe something like this was coming where all the pieces weren't necessarily working together? Or?
No, I didn't. I mean, I thought we were getting better. I still felt we were getting better. And we had a chance. We were up 13-3 in the game in the second quarter. I mean, I don't feel like anything. I never feel like that's coming. I always feel like you're getting better, and I did. I mean, we had an impressive second half last week and still had points here. We just got to put the ball in the end zone a little bit.
Jim, what was it difference in the second half with you didn't score?
Well, we didn't have the ball but one time in the third quarter. They had 8 minutes, and then we had 5 plays. I think we missed a throw, had a wide open throw. We just didn't execute. We had too much pressure on the quarterback all night. He got hit 3 or 4 hard really times and got popped pretty good. And but he had to stand in and we had to make that throw, and then we lost that. And then we never had the ball again that quarter. Then I think we took it right back down and kicked the field goal, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we? Yeah, we come back right after that and kick the field goal. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Then we had the poise. With 5 minutes to go was the one with disappointment. We got there and lined up an unbalanced formation, called from the sideline. We don't get on the ball. Don't know. Called it from the sideline, just didn't line up right. And got a penalty, and that started. And then we had a snap. We got almost half of that back, got to 3rd and 4. Then we snapped the ball before we asked for it. I mean, we lost poise, and that's what happened. And it snowballed, but then did a tremendous drive on a 2-minute drive. 2 minutes before the half was big. Getting the momentum back after they come back, I thought was huge, very critical. And then getting the ball and going back down again, trying to get the 2-minute drive to win the game. But we had a critical motion penalty right there too, that cost us 5 yards, which was changed what we wanted to do and how we had to do it, because we had to be careful because they were getting pressure on the quarterback. So if you drop back deep, you have a chance to get sacked. We get the ball out for 6 or 8 yards. We knew we was in his field goal range. And if we'd had that, we could have had a first down and been really in his range. But hey, that's the guys didn't make mistakes on purpose. We got to coach them better and get them ready to play better.
What did you see on the interception?
I mean, I thought he had it. And look, I can't tell. I have to look. I wanted the ball up higher. We wanted the ball up a little bit higher, but he had it right here. He cradled it. Now I don't know if it knee knocked it out or I have to look at the film. I don't know. For a second he rolled over. I thought he had it. Then all of a sudden when he rolled, the ball flopped up in the air. But I'll have to look at the film. I couldn't tell from the sideline. Y'all could probably see the replay better than I could. I don't know what happened on the play exactly, as far as how it came out. I don't know if their arm or his own knee or whatever it was down in there.
Jim, on the last play, it seemed like players on both teams weren't really sure whether or not he could return it.
Oh no, you knew he could return it. We knew to cover.
Is that just confusion of?
No, it ain't confusing of nothing. That's finishing the game. We knew when there was a block kick, you got to cover. We talk about that all the time, and they just they got it, went down the sideline, and we didn't get him on the ground. I mean, it was a tremendous play by them. Alert play. We tried to cover it. I mean, I don't think we had to find the ball first. In fact, the first thing when the ball is kicked and blocked, first thing you go, you're looking for the ball. Then you see the ball, and then you try to cover it. We didn't make a play.
Jim, the first time Dalvin's been somewhat contained. What were they doing defensively to kind of slow him down?
I mean, they pressed the box. We didn't block some guys. But, still averaged almost 5 yards a carry. And we didn't have the ball. We didn't get in a rhythm on offense. You know what I'm saying? Had a couple times he popped it early and did that. We didn't have the ball. And we didn't have a rhythm when we did get it. We got to play better. We knew, I said going in, we're going to be limited possessions. We can't go out there and fool around. When we get in the red zone, we got to score touchdowns. We did not do it.
Everybody talks about their offense and their option game. It seemed like defensively you guys played pretty well.
I thought we played really well. Gave up the 2 plays before half, the big pass play. We had a guy in the end zone on him, and he just missed him. And then he had to scramble, and he had a couple other plays, and then he hit the run. And then the 4th and 5, they had the out and up, and took a chance and made a good play. And they're going to make some plays. I thought our defense, for the most part, played. Got 2 critical turnovers. Set up 10 points in the game. I thought they did a tremendous job in the game. I really did.
With the offensive line, it seems like there was some movement. There were some guys who were injured. What happened there with them tonight?
We didn't execute up there. We lost our poise. That's why I said we had about 6 motion penalties. One, we're on the 4 going in, got a perfect play, called exactly what we want. Get jumped back to the 9. We get about a 5-yard gain on the next play. But we just lost our poise down there. And at the end, we lost it. On the motion. It's not. They don't want to. They're just young guys trying too hard, and they got to relax and stay within themselves. And we got to coach better and put them in better position.
With Kareem and Derek, seemed like they kind of picked up some nagging injuries. Any word on them? Or
Nah. Derek's been all right. Kareem had that knee nagging. I don't know if that's what happened. I haven't had time to look and see.
From a physicality standpoint, does your offensive line have the mentality you want to see out of them?
Yeah, they have all the other weeks. That's what attitude, you got to carry it every day. Every time you walk, I say it's all the time, and you guys don't listen to me about that, and I'm not. Every time you walk out to play, it's 0-0. Every day at practice, it's 0-0. You got to come to play every single day. Every single game. Everybody says game, but practice. It's got to be a habit. When they roll, there's guys, when they roll the ball out to park, it's like that old dog. Just testing the Bible. As soon as you throw something, it goes and gets it. We got to have that mentality about when they roll the ball out to park, we're coming to play, we're coming to win, and we're coming to do whatever we got to do to play. And we got to get it. It's 0-0. You got to be hungry. You got to have an attitude every time you play. I'm not saying we don't, but at all positions. And sometimes you worry about winning too much. It's not about winning. It's about the process of playing and playing well and being the best you can be. And that's sometimes you get caught up in winning. And I thought we did that a little bit tonight. We were so worried about winning, we forgot to play. And we hadn't been doing it. That's what we didn't do at Miami, what we didn't do at Louisville, and some of the other second halves. Play one play at a time. And that's what you have to do. And that's my job to get them to do it.
Jimbo, most guys on this team have never lost a game where they have to come back the next week and play another one. What do you, how critical is Monday? What do you do this week? What do you
Line up and play the same way we did last week. We do nothing different. Explain to them what they're going to do, and we're going to go play. And don't let one loss become 2, and you're going to work your butt off, and you're going to practice. You're going to get better. You're going to do what we say to do. There ain't no magical dust you're going to throw on them or magical words you're going to say. If I did that, I'd said it on the sideline. You got to make your mind up you're going to play. Athletics is about one thing, doing. Desire is great. Dreams are great. Goals are great. Commitment's the key. You got to be committed all the way in to do what you're going to do. Coaches, players, everything. And it's not, hey, we've lost one game. And the sky's not falling. You fell tonight, we didn't play well. I'm not proud of the way, my fault. It starts with me. But we'll line up Sunday, Monday. We'll correct those mistakes, and we'll get ready to play Syracuse next week.
As far as emphasis on special teams, how much is that going to be discussed in the film room in terms of just making sure you follow through on the play? Because it seemed like toward the end, there were a couple guys who pursued and then a couple guys who they almost didn't know what to do.
Couldn't catch it. They didn't know where he was at. We'll look at it and say, we do that all the time. We practice covering all the time. So it's like we do practice. Practice the zone play, practice the power play, practice the option, practice, going against the option. We practice the same way. We'll preach the same way and make them do it the same way. And we'll get better at it.
Jimmy, you guys had won 28 straight ACC games. Had that ever been something that players had ever discussed?
I had never even heard of it. So they weren't there. No one was saying anything about it that I know of. I had no idea about it. I don't think they say anything about it.
So you think the pressure to win was more just...
No, it's just themselves wanting to win. You know what I'm saying? On the road and wanting to win instead of going to win. You want to win is great. You got to go make wins happen. People ain't going to give them to you. And, that's my job, again, to get that across to the players. And we've been doing a good job of that, but sometimes they slip. And that's my fault.
Coach, you say the sky's not falling, but at the end of the day, we're all hoping for a national championship. How does this hinder getting to the CFP?
Don't worry about that. I wasn't worried about that in the first place. That's a goal. I'm worried about being the best team we can be and playing each week. I don't worry about those things. That's for other folks to worry about. And I don't mean that in disregard. That's our ultimate goal, there's no doubt. But if we sit and think about that all the time, you ain't gonna get anything done. You gotta become better, play better, one game at a time, one play at a time, everything like that. And people who don't believe that, that's the truth about it. That's how you get there. We've been there, I know.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.